guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do some products that I do not like. So these are just products that don't work for me. I'm also going to use some brushes that don't really work for me as well. Did not do my hair because I was just like, I am not trying to look cute with this look. These are all products that just, I can't really get them to work. With things that I don't like, I'll try them with a million different ways, million different things, until they end up at the back of a drawer where they get completely ignored and forgotten about. So I've just collected them all up today, and I'm going to go through them. There's not like every single product, but there's almost a full face here of things I should probably just get rid of. But instead, let's pull them all out and we're going to get started. So first of all, I don't have a primer that I don't like. So I'm just going to go straight into things. My face is moisturised. So I've got my Clinique moisturiser on to start my skin. I haven't got a primer, but let's just get into it. So the first thing, I use this all the time for my Instagram posts when I'm just doing a look for Instagram, because the foundation I got, it's too light, it's too heavy, it's just really not for me. I think I got it online and the colour swatches online were not very good, so I ended up with the lightest colour when I really could have done with probably about, this is F1, probably could have done with about F5. It's so light. But we're going to start popping this on, and I will blend that in with this is a Primark beauty blender. I got these on a recommendation that they were cheap and they're actually really good, but they don't wash up very well. They stain very easily, and I find that it's too big compared to the size of my face. Trying to do anything, it's just too big. But let's get this on and we'll go from there. So I will zoom in at the end because a lot of these products make me quite cakey. So I'll show you why I really don't like a lot of them at the end. I mean, you can already see how light this is. Although I am starting to actually run out of it, which I'm so pleased about. Yeah, I don't like getting rid of products or just kind of throwing them away, because I just think like I've paid for it. So I do still want to use it. And so I do mainly just try to use them when I don't need my face to look socially acceptable. So I'll start with that. I'll blend it in with the beauty blender. This foundation claims to be like very full coverage, and it is, but you can definitely sheer it out. See, I can't get into there because this is just too big. I mean, you can already see just how light that is. It's insane. I mean, this just makes me look ghostly. It's awful. And I don't have a concealer, so I'm gonna I mean, it looks very yellow compared to what it actually blends out to be. I'm actually going to try and get it like a full coverage. Big dollop of foundation just landed on me. And try and get it to be an actual mask, just so we can see exactly what it goes like. So if you didn't want sheer coverage and you actually bought this for what it claims to be, which is a full, we'll see how cakey it goes. I'm going to try and bring it down my neck just so it slightly blends in. I don't think it's actually really going too low. I mean, it's just so obvious. I'm not exactly a tanned person either, like I am quite pale. Okay, I'm going to just leave it there because I can like physically feel it on my face. Next, didn't have concealer. I'm going to prime my lids and then I'll set everything. I'm going to go in with MAC Painterly Pro Longwear Paint Pot. It's a tongue twister. Severely dried out. Didn't get this that long ago. It was just before lockdown, so it's not even like a year ago. No, I can't even get it on. It's just so bad at how quickly this just dries out. No, this is definitely one for the bin. I can't even get it on. I'll continue to try though. I mean, when they're brand new. Yeah, like the Refine Eye Primer, absolutely not a problem. But the second they start to dry out, it's game over. So that is primed as much as I can have it primed. I'm next going to go in with, I love this brand. I've got a lot of products from them and I really like it, but this powder I just cannot, and it's the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Finishing Powder, and it's so finely milled, like it's great that way, but it just, I feel as though it takes away coverage from the face. I have like nothing left of it anyway, so I'm going to take brushes that I don't like, and this is the Real Techniques Duo Fibre Face Brush. I hate anything duo fibre. I think I got this in like a pack and it's just awful. And so is the powder. Like, I know these are made to pick up less product and kind of blend it out, but I feel as though it picks up nothing at all. I mean, I'm actually quite glad that I've managed to use this to the point where I have actually used the full thing, and I'll just not repurchase it at all. So it's worked out quite well doing this video actually. I've managed to get rid of a product, bin it, it's just dried out, and also finish a product. Yeah, there's still a little bit, and I'm going to take the sponge . It's awful. The second I've done that, it's just, like, I do definitely feel as though it takes away coverage when you use this. Okay, so there's my gorgeous white face. Feeling it so much. The Revolution Pro HD Powder Contour. I mean, this is ruined because of how much it's been sat in a drawer and moved around. You can see where I have tried to use it over and over again and just can't get it to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this brush. So it's not this one specifically that I hate, it's this style of brush, just a completely flat contour brush, because they just don't work for me in my round, very, very round face. So I'm going to pick up the two lightest contour shades. I'm going to pick up these two, mix them together, because that's what I've always tried. And I'm literally just going to put it back here. I mean, I'm not a fan of contour anyway. I just think my face wasn't made for it at all. I just think these brushes just like, they're great for like placing it on very specifically, but they're not very good for blending it out. And I always feel as though that goes really patchy, because then I just put my brush through it and left a big line there. I mean, that to me just looks awful in every way possible. It looks awful. I think I'm trying to keep it to the very back of my cheekbones as well, so that I don't bring it right in and make it look gaunt. Oh, it just looks so terrible. But anyway, moving on. Try and blend that out. I know I said I wasn't trying to look cute, but I'm also trying to not look awful. I am physically trying to make these products work. They just kind of don't. But I have a different bronzer, so let's try that. This is the Rimmel Natural Bronze Waterproof Bronzing Powder. I don't know how it can possibly be waterproof, but don't really have a bronzer brush that I don't like, so I'm just going to use this one, just because it's old, which is another Real Techniques. It's been chewed from when I had a puppy, which is always fun. And this is just a cheek brush, so nice and big. I'm going to try and tap as much of that off as possible, and then I'm going to try and keep it really high on the cheek, and it just disappears. I mean, I feel like that bronzer has immediately made this look muddy and more orange, because it is a very orange bronzer. So I've tried to keep that high as a bronzer, not a contour. Put a little bit on my head just to blend everything in. I'm actually going to go back to the contour. I'm going to use a technique that I hate, which is contouring the nose. So I'm just going to go in with the lighter contour, really pat it off. I'm also going to really contour my nose. I hate contouring my nose. I think it just makes it look ridiculous, because I've got quite a small nose for my face. So I always feel like contouring it just makes it look ridiculous. It's quite flat, not hugely defined. So occasionally put like a little bit of bronzer on just to make it stand out a bit, but I certainly do not contour my nose. Like, I just it makes it look like this big dark thing in the middle of my face. Let's just worsen that with some powder, shall we? Right down the middle. I mean, I could have done it heavier and made it look worse, but no. I'm going to go in with brows before I finish off. Still got 3, 4, 5 products left. So Anastasia, Beverly Hills. This is the brow powder duo in taupe. I'm just going to grab any eyebrow brush because I don't have one that I don't particularly like. I loved this when it first came out, but I also didn't do brows the way that I do brows now. So I'm going to take the lighter colour first, and I'm just going to flick that through the front of my brow. I think these are great if you're kind of just starting with makeup and you don't really want to do your eyebrows too much. Or it would be a great product to get like a young teen. But I think for the price point of Anastasia Beverly Hills, I would want more than this. I mean, I do get it just obviously catered to a lot of people by bringing out the pomade, the pencil, the gel, the powders. But I personally just don't think a powder really does it for me. It's just like, okay, the eyebrows are now slightly more visible than what they were 2 minutes ago. I'm going to go back in with the Revolution palette because there is a rather hideous highlighter in here. And I'm going to go in with, this isn't just this brush, any fan brush for highlighter. I just can't. I can't do fan brushes. Get that in there. And for a start, I can barely even see that. And secondly, it's starting to build up, but because the bristles are so flimsy, I feel as though it like skips over the skin and it doesn't go on very nicely. I also feel like I've got absolutely no control over where this is going. I mean, it doesn't look awful because I've really blended it in, but it doesn't look nice like my other highlighters would. It doesn't look like it's a nice glow of the skin. It looks like I've pushed a shimmery powder glitter thing over my cheek, which is exactly what I have done, because it's exactly what this highlighter looks like. It's just so chunky and chalky. Like even if I do that, it's just not it. See if I can swatch it. I mean, it's still on my finger for a start. Hasn't even came off. It's just so bad. Yeah, I'll definitely do a zoom in of this because this looks awful. Next, I will go in with eyeshadows. So this is Meet Matte Nude in the Size Matters palette. And I mean, it's boring. I wanted it for the neutrals, but they're just not very wearable for me. Like, I just find like this colour, it's straight up grey. So is this one. That's just like a slightly warmer, lighter grey. That's just straight up grey. I might as well put that on my walls and call it a day. You can see the ones that I have actually used, which is the Matte Malloy, Rosin, a little bit of Wood, and Sing. Everything else has generally just been ignored. But let's just try. Let's see if we can get a look out of it. So I'm first going to go in with, this is another Unicorns brush. It's not specifically the brands that I don't like. It's the actual like styles of the brushes. And these are just what they call big blender brushes. I hate these. And I'm going to go in with a mix of Matte Malloy and Lombardy, I think that is. Just going to mix them together for transition and see what I get from it. Lost my mirror, I've moved it. Which is probably next to nothing because it'll be so light, but even just looks dirty. It just looks dirty on my crease. And I feel as though there's just nothing there. I'm going to go in with just Lombardy on its own, which was the more yellow colour. No, still not really anything. Hate those colours. The next darkest one is Matte Sing. I'm going to take with the same brush just to try and build up something in that area. Hello. Like there's just such little pigment to them, I feel like. I know it's a big brush that I'm using, but I am really tapping it in there. There's barely anything happening at all. We're trying another dual fibre brush. Nice eyeshadow one this time. And I'm going to try this matte Rosin one. I'm just going to try and blend it on the outer half, or like quarter, third. Maybe a third of my eye. Now it's going patchy. Now I can see it going patchy. Yeah. Which is again what I think is completely wrong with dual fibre brushes. I think because they're so flimsy and they don't put like a patch of colour down, they put like streaks of it down from the end bits. It just goes patchy. Just try a different brush, see if it is the same. Try a Morphe 330, same colour. And I'm just going to try putting this, because this is a brush that I like. I'm going to try doing it on the other eye and see if it makes a difference, see if it's the eyeshadow or the brush. It's also the eyeshadow. So I've got quite a bit on there. And it's just so patchy. It's a no from me. I'm going to take this same matte, I'm matte rose in colour, and I take a little bit of Garcia as well, and I'm going to put that under the eye. It's actually blended nicer with that Garcia one in it. So that one with matte Garcia did definitely work a lot nicer. I've darkened it up just in general there, just to try and make it work slightly. I'm actually really interested because my partner's still at work. He's working from home, he's just downstairs. I'm so tempted to go down and just see if he says anything. We'll see. I'll do mascara off camera because I haven't got a mascara that I don't use because I do throw those out. Okay, so whilst I was looking for mascara, I did find a liquid liner that I don't like, so let's try that. This is the Maybelline Tattoo Liner. From what I remember, it's very dry. I can't get the lid off it for starts, which shows how dry it is. It's just so, look at that, it's just so clumpy. I'm gonna regret this, but I'm gonna put it on. I cannot for my life and get a straight line with it. Yes, I've just done a straightforward line. There was no way it was gonna have a wing happen with this. Absolutely no chance. It's just awful. It is just so clumpy and it's drying out. The only thing we've got left to do is lips. So this, I don't mind these formulas. It's the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. Don't mind it. This is just not my colour. Foundation lips. Probably even worse. Makes my teeth look super yellow. And it's so light that it's tricky. I don't even know why I have that. I don't know where I got it from. I've also got a MAC lip gloss in Wanting More. Again, too light. The heaviest, stickiest, stringiest gloss you'll ever try. I mean, oh, no, it's going to stop now. It's going to call us a liar. Wow, I feel as though I've got about 5 tons of product on my lips right now. Yeah. Oh, but I'm so glad that we're done, and I'm going to immediately remove all of this. Let's see what he says. We go downstairs, show him, see if he's just like, what's going on with your face? Because that's probably the reaction that I'll get. But let's just do a recap with this gorgeous face of makeup. So the first thing was the Revolution Conceal and Define Foundation. I'll definitely do a close-up. Let's actually get this now. So it's a close-up. It doesn't look as bad as what I ever remember it did. I might have just been applying it really, really bad for weeks and weeks on end. But I feel as though like it definitely emphasises fine lines. You can now see the bronzer and contour that just aren't sitting very well. The chunky highlighter on top. I think that's the best part of it all. So this is, yeah, just absolutely awful in every single way. God, the eye primer, it's gone. It's going in the bin. Powder, so glad there wasn't very much of it left. But that's definitely gone in the brow powder. Will go straight back in the drawer to the very back and not be used again. Rimmel bronzer again. I think I bought this on like online. I might keep it for like summer when I'm a lot more tanned, and it might do then. Tattoo liner, bin. Revolution, again, I'll keep it because it's thin. I think that just says it all, doesn't it? Why not? Oh, the palette. Oh my god, I totally forgot about the palette, which I still got in the cart. I'll keep it. I will keep it because it's not as bad as what I thought. But yes, I thought I'd keep it nice and short and sweet today. I have got my first delivery of a lot of new makeup that I have ordered that I shouldn't have, but I did anyway. So I'll be doing a haul and a couple of foundation reviews. I've got a lot lined up, so stay tuned and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!